Purplebots asks this question. We've created a master program that we can use to save time during the robot matches. However, we have a conflict. When the program is run in the master and the robot needs to be taken from the field, the only way to stop the program is to exit out of the master. Is there another way we can stop the program and pick up right where we left off in the master? Seems like a very common question that many people need the answer to, so I'm going to answer it today. So, to start with, I'm going to make a basic master program. So, we start with the loop. This loops forever. Then inside that loop, another loop. So inside that loop, basic. So this is the the most basic master loop. You have a default where nothing is clicked, and you have when the center button's clicked. Play the corresponding thing. So in this case, let's say default is actually 0. I don't know why they do that in that weird order. And this one's 1. And then you could add more. So we'll just have 0, 1, and 2. So whatever we receive in here, it plays that. So if we were to say, just to make it really easy to tell, copying that, so we can put it in here, put it here, change it to this, and I'm not choosing anything in particular, I'm just choosing random ones, and then let's increase the duration. So that's our basic sequencer, and at the very end, so we also want a variable, very beginning, that's mission num, and I'm only saying mission because I'm doing this to answer an FLL Tunes question. So we're writing the value of 0 to this variable. So when we come in here, we go and we read the variable, and we plug it in here, and so then at the very end we can do this thing where we read the variable, add 1 to it, and we want to copy this, and we want to put it at the end of each one of these things. So it goes to the next one. Then you have the problem, well, what if I want to rerun a mission? I can't go back without leaving the master, which is a problem, because then I have to restart, and, well, I can't click forward through the master either, so I'd have to run them all. So what we can do is we can add more tabs. So if we say this one's the left, so we'll say that's back, we can take the basic, this structure, and put it in here, but since it's the left button, which is typically corresponded to back, we're going to put, instead of adding, well, we're going to subtract 1 from it. And then, shocker here, the right, we're going to put it in and add 1 to it. Okay? So now we've got pretty much fully functioning thing. We can put this right here where we read it, read numeric, and we plug it into the display so that we can just see what's going on in our program. So I'm adding that just as debug. I don't have an EV3 with me, as you can see, nothing's plugged in, but that's how you would do it if you were having problems and it was running the wrong thing. So then we say, well, I'm in the middle of running this one that lasts for 2 seconds. And since it's currently at the wait for completion, well, I want to run something else now, because this sound is getting kind of boring. So I want to interrupt it. I don't want it to keep going. But I don't want to have to leave the master, because then it would require me to tick back through to get to another whatever I actually wanted to run, or in FLL, taking a touch. So what I can do is I can be super fancy and have 2 loops going at once. So now in the second loop, actually no, it needs to be in here. So in this loop, I need to put all of this stuff inside of a loop that I'm going to name. I'm not going to leave it 0, 1 as the default. I'm going to name it running. Okay? And then we're going to, so all this stuff is, and instead of unlimited, we want this to be count 1. So it will do this once. So the loop right now does nothing extra. But what we can do is we can add a wait brick buttons, wait for the, let's go with the bottom one. Wait for the bottom one to be bumped. And I generally do bumped because that way it can't, because when you just do pressed, the robot will feel it pressed over and over and over and over and over again. If you need it bumped, then it will only do it once for every time you bump it. So then, after this wait, we add a loop interrupt with the name running. And so now every single time you push the down button, it will interrupt this running loop and just cut you back to your main loop. And there you have it. That is how you create an interrupt for a master. If you have any other tutorials that you want, leave it in the comments below. Thanks.